What is going on, true believers? We're headed into a bull run. We're not that far away from where altcoins are going to really just start to rip. And the important thing is going to be we need to find altcoins in which we can be layered into, invested in, that could potentially be life changing. What we're looking for is we're looking for low cap gems that fall under the radar, that we want to see have fantastic runs. We're looking for something. We want community, and we want to see a lot of people pushing it, telling you how great it's going to be. We want a lot of different things, but more importantly, we want some utility. We want some use cases. We want reasons to be invested into it. So, as you guys might know, and this might be a spoiler alert for you, I'm going to talk to you about a token today. And this token, I'm going to take you through everything that this token does, because it's actually about the most full featured token that you can possibly see in all of cryptocurrency. And you may not even know it because you're out here busy looking for metaverse games, or you want something to use to spend your crypto with, like a debit card, or you might be looking at Uniswap or some kind of decentralized exchange, or you might be interested in a trading bot. Or what if I told you there was a crypto that does all of that now? You don't have to wait for that. This is something that actually does everything that I just described. The tools are available for it, and it already exists, and all you have to do is go check it out. Now, if you're interested in this kind of content, then, and by the way, I'm going to go through all of this, and you guys can make a decision at the end of this if you have the time and you have the interest in finding the next big crypto gem, which I think, and by the way, when I say that, that means I am an investor. I'm not paid to promote this project. I have been paid to promote projects before, projects like this, and this project is, in fact, one of them. So when I say this, I'm saying this as an unpaid promotional person. So if you like this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell to be notified of future content. And let's take a look at Volt. Volt Inu was a cryptocurrency founded around December of 2021 with the idea of being a meme coin and building itself out of a meme coin. And it was started by a guy by the name of, and by the way, this is an undoxed person by the name of Voltoshi. No last name. It's just Voltoshi. So it was a little bit weird at first. There were mechanisms that we had not seen in the market, in fact, which we don't need to get into right now. But needless to say, it was a liquidity provider that was creating a lot of movement in the market, stuff like that. It was really interesting how it started off, but it continued to run, it continued to soar, and the community thrived. At that point, the community was led by a gentleman by the name of Pablo Crow, and there were two other people, Power Right and Ozzy, um, and me. I was one of the first people in the project. I was one of the first people that got in. There were plenty of other people that were around. There was Crypto Chick. There was Crypto Hound. There's plenty of different people who were involved in the early days. You would see videos from people like Jazz, and you would even see Rodney from My Crypto Journey. You would see Jake Gagan. You would see a lot of different people get involved in Volt over time. And during that time, it was launched, and it had a 13% tax. And it was not sustainable the way that it was. It was sustainable with the tax, but it was not sustainable the way that the token was built, because the token wasn't built with the future in mind. It was built knowing that at some point you would have to fork it and create something different. Now, the forking way on a token is to just create a V2 contract and give you an opportunity to trade and transfer your tokens over. So that is what Volt did. Volt moved to a V2 within months. That V2 had taken Volt to an almost 300 million market cap, I want to say. In fact, for most people, it was an incredible run and a testament to the power of Volt and the Volt army and the ecosphere. And it was done on hype. It was done on a lot of different things. But the market, by the way, market was coming way down. So it's not sustainable. Now, That brings us to another thing that happened towards the beginning of last year. There was a joke on April 1st about a V3 possibly coming. And it turns out that there was a need for a V3. Now, what ended up happening was a lot of people got super excited about zero tax tokenomics. And that was Pepe. That was when the meme craze was happening. A lot of money floating around the market. So during that meme craze, the people at Volt, not Voltoshi, by the way, the people at Volt who vote on the DAO for Volt decided that they wanted a zero tax because it was their impression that if you just made a zero tax token, everybody would just invest in Volt. I said that was a mistake. I said that there was no chance that that was going to happen, that there was no chance that it was going to work the way that you think, that this is not going to work this way. That doesn't mean there's a problem with Volt. Doesn't mean there's a problem with Voltoshi. That doesn't mean there's a problem with the system or anything like that. It just means that I didn't think that a zero tax token was going to help the situation. Okay. Bear that in mind. And there was a disastrous partnership and by the way, when I say disastrous partnership, again, it's not Volt, it's the community that created this problem. Okay. But there was a partnership that was entered into that didn't kick off the way that anybody wanted it to go. So I present to you the Volt chart. And in this Volt chart on a daily, you can see this is what the chart looked like after the moment of launching the V3. Now on the V3, you had a run up, you had really good sort of position here. This was not a bad position for a crypto to be in, but it absolutely dumped. And one of the things that were happening for anybody who was interested in what really went on with Volt and it was very simple actually. What happened was they partnered with CoinRabbit, and in partnering with CoinRabbit is a lender, and what they would do is they would lend you capital in order for you to continue making investments, but you would use your crypto as collateral, and then you would be required to make your payments on your loan at a specific or set time. Well, the problem with that is, let's say, for example, you have $1 million worth of Volt at this price right here. You got $1 million worth of Volt at this price. So you can afford to sell, say, 1,000 Volt or $1,000 worth of Volt in order to make your payment. Makes perfect sense. Or any other crypto if you earn along the way. Well, the problem is the price doesn't always stay. So when you sell, that creates sell pressure. And when you sell, price goes down. Now, the way that most of these people were trying to get away with it and justify and say, well, we're not really wrecking the chart, was they were trading their Volt on centralized exchanges. Well, the problem with that is that people who arbitrage, people who look for gaps in price action, would see that this price over here on Uniswap was higher than the price on the centralized exchange, and then they would transfer their Volt onto Uniswap and sell it, and the price would still come down. But again, the people that were doing that were telling you, well, I'm not selling on the chart, so what's wrong? Because that's what's happening. So anyway, we go from 1,100 up here, and then it just continues to start to dwindle. Now, remember, at this point, you're now having to sell twice as much Volt in order to keep making your payments, which means that you are continuing to dunk on the chart and to continue making your payments. And there were a lot of people that were doing this. There were a lot. And by the way, you can go look at some of the most voltish people, and they were making posts like, "Well, I'm out. Got liquidated," and stuff like that because they had taken out loans. They made bad decisions on their investment. The good decision that they had made, I think, in my opinion, was to invest in Volt. But they had coupled that with a bad decision because they couldn't just hold. And, bad things happened. Well, those bad things continued to happen and continued to happen and continued to happen. Voltoshi recognized the issue, and then he ended the partnership with CoinRabbit, but the damage had already been done. Now, the damage was not fundamental to Volt. It was just the price action. Now, as you can see here on the chart, I took the last parabolic move and I put a fib retracement on it. But, here's the thing. If I were to take, and I have not done this yet, by the way, but if I were to take a fib retracement tool and I were to look at what we did from launch, this is the point of the parabolic move all the way down, then I think that you would find that we're actually playing this out pretty well, and we're hitting all the levels that you would normally hit on a standard fib retracement. Now, in order to make that a little bit clearer, let's take this one. We'll remove that one. We're going to pop this one back in, and we're going to say this is the parabolic move right here. That, by the way, is just a big sell from a bot. But we go to the top of the parabolic, the curve cycle, and look at this. So we're right here. This is right about the launch area was right there. Okay, so now what we did, or what we have done, is we've retraced on every single possible fib level. The Fibonacci levels have been perfect so far. So the reversal here comes into play where we've moved up here. We were at the 0.236 line, bam, all the way down to the 0.618. That's where we got rejected summarily, and then came back down to the 23.6. And now we're kind of meandering here in this area. But the next big move, the next big parabolic move, probably on the build phase of this, which, by the way, you can see this line right here. This line means that we're still heading back up. This is a big move, by the way. It's a big dump, big move. It's something that could not have been predicted. But as you see right here, we continue to build in the cycle and make the way back up here. Now, I have never sold a Volt, but my wallet did get stolen and hacked, so I lost everything. And I have since bought Volt on a centralized exchange, and I just continue to hold. And you can watch my portfolio rebuild videos if you're curious about what I'm doing with that. That's I'll put the link down below. You can check those out. But next move probably comes up to this 0.786 fib retracement line, which means that we're probably due to drop a zero pretty soon, because that's going to be at the 9247 range. So it would be safe to say that Volt is probably coming up here at some point pretty soon when you get on one of those runs. And then the 382 right here becomes probably the new floor. The reason it becomes a new floor is because we've kind of established this little area right here. This area right here hasn't been really tested enough. That's probably going to become the floor going around on the next time. Now, this is just standard technical look, a technical readout of a long-term trend for what Volt may or may not do. So, but I remain bullish of it because I think that Volt continues to have some great upside potential. And in fact, if I come over here to the Uniswap, and I'm going to use, I'm using a brand new wallet, by the way, because again, but if you come over here and you check out Volt, 3449, 2.35 million in liquidity, 20 million market cap. So that being the case, then let's go ahead and put this up here. We have, this is a very wild chart right there. Same thing. I've already done this over here, but it looks like, and this is off of a different move, by the way. But you can see, we're kind of just in this range right here, with the next big move coming around fairly soon. I want to say this is not the full move, by the way. This is the local. This is the local range right here that I just talked about on a live stream. So I do think that we've got another upside move. When I move out to the bigger time frames, you'll see what I'm talking about right here. This is a short time frame move here, but when you start to move out, you see there's a line right here. We're just going up. We're continuing to go up, and it's right there to here to here, and you can see like we're on the way back up, right? So it's a good position. But the point to it is 2.35 billion in liquidity, market cap 20.95 million. And if you come over here and look at the number of holders, there's 7,000 holders. Now, it used to be up to 40, 50,000 holders. Now, the reason that I don't really worry about that is because those holders were a product of some influence people who thought it was a great idea to have multiple wallets. You have a wallet, you put your Volt in. You might have 2 or 3 wallets. You might have max wallets, is what they call it. Well, we had some people who had multiple wallets because they thought, the more people are holding, the more wink, wink it looks like. And that's just not, that's not really cool, by the way. But, it happens. It happens every token. By the way, when I say this, I'm not saying there's a problem with Volt. I'm saying there's a problem with that fundamentally, and that no token should have that. And by the way, you might see that on one of the tokens that those people are working on right now because it's what they do, right? So, but again, I'm not saying that every token doesn't do that. Now, I don't cover that other token because I don't really care about it, but it is out there, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But they have probably 1,000 holders and 1,700 wallets, or something like that. Like it's just wild. So anyway, I digress. The point is, Volt is going to have a significant recovery, and the significant recovery would look like this. We're going into a bull market on a project that has $2.35 million in liquidity and a $20.95 million market cap. That's a pretty strong ratio right there. So I think that Volt is probably looking like something that's going to run. But why? That's the question. And that's what we want to answer today. So if you stuck around for this technical analysis and for me complaining about some of the things that have happened in Volt, good. You made it this far. Now let's talk about the real quote unquote meat and potatoes. So this is the Volt Twitter, and you can see right here, Volt has Voltichange, Volticard, Volt Island, and SparkBot. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you how these things work, and you will be able to use them. And I'm going to put in the description down below, if you want to skip through content, you can go to whatever timestamp there is, and you can just look at how this thing works and figure out for yourself what to do. So to start off with, by the way, on January 1st, it was announced that Voltipay, to kick off 2024, we're thrilled to announce the release, and this is something different here. Voltipay is essentially a tool that allows you to pay your bills in less than 48 hours right from your wallet. This service is currently only available in the USA, but other regions will soon be added with the aim of making this service available worldwide as soon as possible. You can access this new utility on the Volticard website, which we've also just updated by adding a few options to the existing virtual cards and making the physical card application form a bit smoother. And by the way, it was complicated originally. It was very complicated, in fact, originally. So closing charts out, because we're done with that right now, and we're going to go to the Volt website. Now, the first thing that I want to point out is previously, the easiest one is there is a lot going on over here. Volticard is going to be right up here, but this is the ecosystem for Volt. Okay, Voltichange. You have the Volted Dragon Sailors Club NFT card, which are available through Volti Games. It ties in directly with that. And then you have Voltiflex, is still a mystery and will be launched sometime in 2023. Stay tuned for a future announcement. Haven't seen it yet, so it's taking a little bit more time. But then we have the Volti Eco, which is the ecosystem for Volt, and the things that have been launched so far: Voltichange, Volticard, Volt Island, and SparkBot. Now, in the event that you are interested in Volt Island is a game available to you on Steam. You can check this out through Twitter, and you can go see there's a lot of different images, and people make pictures and AI images and stuff like that. But there is a fully functional first person shooter game that you can use your Volted Dragon Sailor, your VDSC right here with. Now, I do not have one. Mine was stolen. And by the time I reached out to Voltoshi and got a response from Voltoshi, he was unable to blacklist it because they had sold it and then it had gotten bought back up by somebody else. So I was not able to. At this point, currently, I do not have any. But this is what they look like over here. This is basically it's a dragon, and there's different pieces to each one of the dragons. And there's some roadmaps for whatever is going to happen with bolted dragons. It's important to have them because they provide you with value, especially with the video game, the Volt Island video game. So if you haven't, you go check that out. And Volt Island is what you're looking for on Steam, and you can attach your NFT to it by attaching your wallet. Very, very cool. Now, the most important part to this, for me at least, is this right here. This is called Voltichange. Voltichange.net is where you come. And what you would do here is, if you want to make a transaction, then you can transact on Voltichange for every cryptocurrency that you want. Now, there are some tokens that use it and some that don't. But here's the beautiful part. This would allow you, if you are a developer or somebody who is looking to burn your tokens, every time you use Voltichange, you burn 0.5% of the transaction in both Volt tokens and your native token. So in the event that you want to come in here and you want to connect your wallet and you pop something in here, and if you give me one moment here, we'll attach a wallet and we'll check it out. Oops. By the way, don't leave cap locks on. That doesn't really work very well. So we're going to attach a wallet over here. Now, we got a little bit of Ethereum. We got 0.25 Ethereum in here, basically. No Volt because it's all in the centralized exchange now. But you can come over here and then you can just kind of type in one of your Volts. So I'm a Ben coin holder, so you can hit Ben right here. Give it a little while and then, wait for like Ben coin to populate. And then, I have some Ben coin over here. So if I wanted to convert that to Ethereum, I could swap this over here and then max that out. And then it would tell me what the value is of what it is. Now, it's 0.98 Ethereum right now. So I could sell that for 0.98 Ethereum with the understanding that 0.5% of both of the transaction is going to go to burning some Ben, and then the other part is going to go to burning some Volt, because the transaction fee that does this would make that happen. So this is all you have to do. Voltichange.net was the first big utility. Now there is a game on the website here, by the way, that you can access still at Volti Games. But this is the big one. This is the one. There's over 100 different places that have these things attached to them. I want to say there's over 200 partners right now. That'll only grow, by the way. But also, when you're looking at this, you've got the token data, token name Ben, 888 billion tokens or trillion tokens, whatever the amount is. So you can burn them as you trade over here. Fantastic concept, fantastic idea, especially in the DeFi community. So then you have your current slippage and you have your price impact, and then you have your gas price. And this can tell you exactly what it is for your gas price. And you can also sign into links over here for the links wallet. But this is also give you your trade history. It's a brand new wallet, by the way. Remember, my last wallet got robbed, so hacked, if you will. So this is what we have, right? So Voltichange is the first of the utilities, and it's the first deflationary DEX. So if you're not excited about that, I think that's silly. I think that between Volt Island and Voltichange, you have an ecosystem. But let's take it a step further. Now you also have the Volticard. So what is the Volticard? We'll close VDSC and we'll come over here to Volticard. Volticard, you click over here, and it will take you to the website. All transactions in one. You can get yourself a Volt credit card. So it's a prepaid crypto card, and you can check your card eligibility right here, and you can sign in. And these are the tokens that you can use in your wallet in order to transact. And that is Bitcoin, that is Tether, this is BNB, Pepe, SHIB, Hex, Litecoin, Ethereum. I want to say that's USDC, that's Circle, XRP, Dogecoin, Bone Shiba Swap, and then Baby Doge. And then, of course, obviously, you could use your Volt. So, excuse me, you have a virtual card, which gives you up to $1,000 per card. And then you have a physical card with a $35 activation fee. Card top-up fee is $6 plus 4.5%. Then you have a monthly fee of $12, and then a daily limit of $150,000, a monthly limit of $175,000, and $1,000 ATM withdrawal per day. And then you have bill payment, charges a 2.5% fee plus $3 per payment. And there are over 20,000 merchants supported. So you can go over here and then you can just use that, and you can connect your wallet to make sure that you can get funded for it. And then this is a picture of the cards over here. This is, you have a gold, you have a black card, and you can just choose, which one that you want, set your design, set your style, the amount of funding that you're going to put into it, and you can go do your thing. So not only do we have now Voltichange, we have Volt Island, and then we have Volticard. So then, what is the last piece of this equation? And then I bring you here to SparkBot. So if you go into Telegram, from Telegram, you'll be able to get into what is called SparkBot. SparkBot is, and by the way, this is old, attached here, like this wallet right here. Like, I haven't updated it with anything. It's been drained. So if it says that there's value in it right now, there really isn't. You can go check it like on, if you were to run it through Etherscan, there's like nothing in it except for like a few, like, random tokens. This literally 8193 right here is one of those weird price breaks from Lillian token or something like that. Some old token that just says in the wallet it has value. It has no value. But anyway, so you can come over here and look at what you can do. You've got a menu here, and it's select the default swap provider, Voltichange or Uniswap, and then you can do the network, Ethereum or BSC. And you can buy whatever token you want. You can sell whatever tokens you want. You can Spark transfer. You can set up your favorite tokens. You can view token info on all of it. You can do withdrawals. You can do limit orders. You can liquidate your entire portfolio. You can export all of your trades. Then you have settings over here. You have referral codes, and then you have a tutorial. So if you want to find out what it is that you need to do, you just click right there, and this thing will literally put you through a tutorial in which it will tell you this is how you interact with SparkBot. This is how you buy and sell. This is how you do auto transfers to a hardware wallet. Here's how you withdraw to SparkBot. Here's the token wallet liquidation and how to use limit orders and how to export trades and create a banner. So you literally have all the tools that you could possibly want at your disposal for this project. Now, what I'm saying here is Voltichange, Volticard, Volt Island, and SparkBot. So again, to kind of summarize what's going on here, you have a deflationary decentralized exchange that you can use in order to deflate the amount of tokens that you might currently have on your own project. Or if you're somebody who's holding on to a bag of SHIB or something like that, you can come to Voltichange and actually burn your SHIB on transactions. Then you have Volticard. Volticard is a credit card that allows you up to $150,000 in purchases per day, $1,000 withdrawal per day on your ATM. It allows you to pay bills at 20,000 different providers with your cryptocurrency. Those cryptocurrencies among them were USDT, USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You had Doge, you had SHIB. You can use your Volt. You can use XRP. You had a bunch of different options of what tokens that you could use in order to pay bills. Then you had Volt Island, which is a game available on Steam. And all you have to do is download that, enter it, and then you can start playing right there. And if you have Volta Dragon NFT, then you get a reward in that, and that you get the appearance of your guy from Volt Island. By the way, anybody who wants to send me a Volted NFT, the link is in the description down below. I certainly could use one at this point. SparkBot, by the way, lets you trade and it lets you set limit orders. And guys, you should be big on limit orders because when you're trading, it's very important that you start looking at your levels. And here's the important part. What I just told you about Volt, I gave you a layout of the chart. And when I said, this is the level, you should set a buy order at that chart, at that level. And when that buy order is triggered, you will make a buy through SparkBot. And your transaction will then be completed. Once that's been completed, you can also set a sell order for a profitable arrangement where you can take out your initial investment at a certain other level. Like, for example, if you bought today, 34.47, I think is the price right now. You buy today, and then you set yourself a sell order when it gets to 92.47, which I told you was the 0.786 fib retracement. We will go to that level. So if you sell at that point, then you can sell 1/3 of your bag, which is your initial investment, because that would be about a 3x. You can sell your initial investment, and you've got 2x your bag at that point, and you're golden. You now have twice the amount of tokens as when you started, and you've got your initial investment out, and you are set for the bull run. It's very simple. You just have to use the process and use the projects as they are presented. So, I just want to say this is Volt. This is what Volt represents. It gives you all of the things that you think that you want off of all of the different tokens. Now look around. Go look in the DeFi community and go find another project that has a decentralized exchange attached to it that allows for deflationary burning of tokens on every transaction. That's also letting you use a credit card to make payments. That's also got a game on Steam that you can use your Volta Dragon in order to enhance your character with, and a trading bot that allows you to do limit orders and to buy and sell and trade or liquidate your wallet all in one fell swoop. I would challenge you to go find something like that, and I don't think that you will. So I am forever going to be bullish on the Volt ecosystem. I'm going to forever be bullish on the Volt community. And I, for a long time, did videos. I was super bullish on it, but times change, and sometimes things go awry, if you will. Part of the reason for that, zero tax. Zero tax, by the way, did not work. I do want to point that out. That zero tax thing did not work. It did not create more volume. It did not enhance this project in any way. It just changed the fundamentals of the project, and it allowed a lot of FUD to creep in. CoinRabbit allowed a little bit more FUD to creep in. But here's the thing. They're still building. Everything. First phone call in a long time. It allows you to do a lot of different things that no other project is allowing you to do. And it's crazy that Volt is not one of the big projects in this space. Now, when I say that, I don't say that because of any other project. I say that because I think it's almost criminal if you're not invested in it and sitting here waiting for everybody else to find it, in which they will find it. The one thing that I do want to point out is that over all of this time, one of the most responsible things that Voltoshi did was build a marketing wallet, build the ability to let people know what is going on. He created an ecosystem here, and the next step here is just to, when the time is right, and I know that frustrates a lot of people, but when the time is right, Voltoshi will push this ecosystem out to the masses, and the masses, when the time is right, will find Volt. They will find that this project is one of the better projects in this entire little DeFi space. Is it revolutionary? A little bit, in that it has all of these different things. A lot of people have a game, but do they have a trading bot? A lot of people have a game and a trading bot. Do they have a deflationary decentralized exchange? No, they don't, by the way, is the answer. Do they have a credit card for spending? Some people focus on one area. Volt has multiple areas, and then more coming as we progress through. And at some point, one of these things that continues to build, that Voltoshi continues to release to you, guess what? One of those things, it's going to spark a revolution on Volt, and the next thing you know, you're going to see a massive, massive move. And I will say this: because you don't have CoinRabbit, and because you don't have certain pressure, if you will, then there's no sell pressure. There's no drama. There's no negativity. There's no anything that turned people off. It's not here anymore. All you have to do is, if you gave it a chance and you still continue to hold, just keep doing your thing. And if not, then may I introduce to you Volt. Volt has the opportunity to become something a lot better. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I am bullish on Volt. I'm always going to be biased and pro Volt. So if you're not, some of the reasons that you weren't, I already know, and those reasons are gone. So the only thing left now is to let Voltoshi continue to cook and continue to build and continue to do all of the things that he did to get you to, I want to say, $250, $300 million market cap the first time. Because the second time, it's going to be in the billions. At least I think it is. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. This is not financial advice. If you become a Volt member, it's because you did your own research and you figured out for yourself all of these things. I'll put some links down below so that you can kind of check it out. But just remember that I'm going to stay volted, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be invested in the same project together. And if not, oh well. Anyway, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.